Interconnected wisdom. Weaving the three pillars narrated by Zoran, the dragon, you humans see the body, mind, and movement as separate scrolls foolishness. They are, but scales on the same wing, working in harmony to make flight possible. Ignore one, and you stumble earthbound. Embrace them together, and you ascend. Soma, semantics, and synkinesis are not independent entities but dance together, forming the rhythmic pulse of your existence. When one whispers, the others listen. When one acts, the others respond. Let's explore the intricate web they weave. 1. Soma. The call of the body. Soma represents the raw sensations and physical responses of the body. It's the foundation, the whisper of tension in your shoulders, the fluttering in your chest, the tremor in your hands. Soma doesn't rationalize, it simply speaks. Example: a tightening jaw signals something brewing beneath the surface. Is it anger? Fear? Determination? The body sends out the first ripple in the pond. Zoran's insight. When my tail aches, I do not scold it, I ask, what weight have I dragged for too long? Your body, too, bears burdens and joys you may not see until you feel them, too. Semantics. The stories we tell ourselves. Semantics is the act of assigning meaning to Soma. It's where raw sensation meets interpretation, and a trembling hand becomes more than just movement. It becomes the narrative of suppressed courage, fear, or an unspoken truth. Example: a racing heartbeat isn't just anxiety. It could be the thrill of possibility or the body's alarm system. The narrative you construct gives the sensation its meaning. Zoran's wisdom. Not all heat is fire. Sometimes it is the glow of a golden opportunity, and sometimes it is the burn of regret. Your task is to decode, not to assume. 3. Synkinesis. Turning awareness into action. Synkinesis is the bridge from understanding to movement, from narrative to embodied truth. It is where the body and meaning combine to produce intentional action. Acknowledging your clenched jaw. Soma and its story of suppressed anger. Semantics allows you to act, whether that means addressing the cause, relaxing your jaw, or both. Example: stretching your hunched shoulders during a stressful meeting is not just a physical act, it's a reclaiming of space and power in the face of pressure. Zoran's wisdom. Action is where dragons soar. But heed this: flapping aimlessly leads to exhaustion. Move with purpose, and the winds will carry you. How the tapestry intertwines. A trembling hand. A journey through the three pillars. Let's follow the path of a trembling hand through Soma, semantics, and synkinesis to understand their interplay. Soma, the physical whisper narrated by Zoran the dragon. Little human, how often you forget your body speaks before your mind stirs. You see trembling hands and call them weak, but I, Zoran, know better. They're the echoes of storms gathering within. Expanded understanding. Zone represents the raw and filtered physical sensations that alert us to shifts in our internal state. These sensations are neutral, neither good nor bad, but their presence is undeniable, like a dragon's rumbling breath before the fire ignites. When you notice your hand trembling before a difficult conversation, it's a signal, not a judgment. Your body is whispering that something is stirring: a surge of emotion, a shift in your energy, or the rise of suppressed courage. Practical exploration. Mirror of awareness. Sit quietly and observe a physical sensation, like trembling. Close your eyes and imagine that this sensation is a ripple in a pond. What caused it? A pebble of fear, a gust of excitement. Soma dialogue. Place your hand on the trembling part of your body. Whisper aloud, I feel you. What are you trying to tell me? Wait for an answer, not in words, but in feeling. Zoran's wisdom. Do you think my wings quiver in the wind from weakness? No, they tremble from purpose, gearing up for flight or fury. Treat your body's whispers the same way. Listen before you leap. Semantics, the story beneath, narrated by Zoran the dragon. Dragons know that every crackle of flame carries a story. So too does your trembling hand, whether it tells of fear's shadow or courage's dawn. The tale is yours to uncover. Expanded, understand, and seasoned is the act of decoding the meaning behind Soma's whispers. Your trembling hand could signify fear of confrontation, rejection, or failure. Or it might tell a story of courage preparing to leap, driven by purpose and desire. Exploring this meaning is not about judgment, but curiosity. Asking, "Why does my body react this way?" opens the door to understanding. Your body holds unspoken truths encoded in sensation, waiting to be read like the intricate weave of a dragon's scales. Practical exploration, mapping emotion. Reflect on your trembling hand. What emotion feels most connected to the sensation? Fear, courage, excitement. Picture this emotion as a shape or color. How does it expand or change? Semantics in action. After decoding the sensation's story, write it down in a journal as a dialogue. Body, I tremble before this conversation. You, why? Body, because I fear not being heard, but also hope I will roar loud enough to matter. Zoran's anecdote. Once, a knight faced me, shaking like leaves in autumn wind. "Are you afraid of me?" I asked. "No," he said, "I am afraid of failing myself." His trembling told a tale of doubt, but also of strength waiting to rise. So I taught him this. Fear and courage share the same flame. Synkinesis, the embodied response, narrated by Zoran the dragon. Humans flail when frightened, flapping like fledgling birds. Dragons, however, respond with intent. And so must you choose your movement wisely, for action shapes your truth. Expanded understanding. Sinsi is the bridge between sensing Soma and understanding semantics. It transforms knowledge into intentional movement. Your trembling hand, once acknowledged, guides you toward action, steadying it with breath, grounding your feet, or moving with calming gestures. This process is more than physical, it's a cycle. Movement communicates back to Soma, sending reassurance through the body and closing the loop. Just as a dragon's flight steadies its beating wings, purposeful movement harmonizes your internal state. Practical exploration, grounding ritual. Stand tall, feet planted firmly like a dragon gripping the earth. Take a deep breath, focusing on your trembling hand. With each exhale, let the tremor lessen as your body realigns with stability. Calm motion. Move your hand in a deliberate gesture, perhaps touching your chest or clasping your palms together. Feel the steadiness this action brings to your breath and posture. Zoran's reflection. When my tail twitches before battle, I do not suppress it, I swing it wide, grounding myself in the earth's embrace. Remember this. Movement is your body's way of shouting back to fear, I am ready. The feedback loop. Soma, semantics, synkinesis. Magic of semantics lies in the interplay of these three pillars. 1. Soma whispers. 2. Semantics interprets the story. 3. Synkinesis responds, creating a feedback loop that transforms sensation into empowerment. Expanded example. The trembling hand. 1. Soma whisper. Your hand trembles before a difficult conversation. You notice the raw sensation, neutral, existing. 2. Semantic story. You explore the trembling's meaning. Is it fear of confrontation or courage preparing to leap? Perhaps it's both. 3. Synkinesis response. You ground your feet and steady your hand with a calm motion. The movement reassures Soma, feeding back a sense of readiness. Zoran's closing thought. Your body is not a battleground, it's a forge. Every tremor, every ache is molten potential. Shape it wisely, and you will wield fire instead of letting it consume you. Zoran's anecdote. Once, a young dragon quivered before her first dive into molten lava. "Do not fear your trembling," I told her. "It is the song of courage rising in your scales." She spread her wings, embraced her shiver, and soared straight through fire, emerging stronger than ever.